Shua Tov, everyone. Welcome to week number 96 in our Tillis Tells Stories for Saturday Night WhatsApp group. I adapted this story from A Treasury of Hasidic Tales, the translation by Uri Kaplun of Sipuri Chasidim by Rav Zevin. I titled the story Trust Fund. Rabbi Avraham-Yehoshua-Heschel, the Apta Rebbe, was a main disciple of the Rabbi Elimelech of Lezhinsk. He is often referred to as the Ohev Israel, both after the title of the famous book of his teachings, and also because its meaning is lover of Jews, which fit him so aptly. Once a chassid traveled to Apta to tell the Rebbe up to what wretched straits he was reduced. "I'll give you a letter to one of my people," said the tzaddik, "instructing him to give you 200 ruples on my account. He's a very wealthy man." When the poor man arrived at the home of the addressee, he merely told him that he had been sent by the Rebbe and was received warmly. Only after he had enjoyed his host's hospitality for several days did he hand him the letter. At the sight of it, the rich man went purple with rage. "I don't know what business affairs the Rebbe has with me that he should take it upon himself to instruct me to give you such a large sum on his account," he protested. "I can give you a certain amount, but definitely not 200 ruples. He doesn't have an account with me." The guest argued that it would not be proper for him to disobey the Rebbe's orders by receiving less. In the end, he left empty-handed and returned to Apta to repeat his sad story. "Very well," said the tzaddik, "I will now give you a letter to another of my chasidim. This man is not so rich, so I will tell him to give you only 100 ruples. This letter received a different welcome altogether. "My brother," said discussed to the stranger at the door, "please stay in my house for a few days while I manage to put together the amount that the Rebbe named." After he handed it over with a happy heart, the poor man took his leave and brought this story too back to the tzaddik. Now, the recipient of the first letter noticed after a short time that his fortunes were steadily waning. He was reduced to a stage at which he was compelled to beg for food from the houses of the rich. In the course of his wanderings, he came to Apta, and the mere sight of the town reminded him of the letter he had received from the Rebbe who lived. As the misfortunes that had overtaken him since then came to mind one by one, he could not forgive himself for not having obeyed the Rebbe's instructions unquestioningly. For he had come to realize that his own willful disobedience at the time as the root of all of his suffering since then. He begged and pleaded to be admitted to the Rebbe's presence for an audience, but the Rebbe had left orders that this was not to be. Seeing him weep day and night, one chassid advised him to stand outside the Rebbe's window, where the tzaddik would be able to hear his anguish for himself. The Rebbe, in fact, asked his attendants whose voice this was, and when they told him, they added that the man was full of regrets for his earlier conduct. Said the tzaddik, "If he has any claims against me, I'm willing to appear with him at a hearing before the rabbinical court."